Learn how to turn one piece of content into many. Today I'm going to share my master content strategy and how to easily fill your content calendar. I'm Mandy from Devoted Markets. For the best online business growth advice, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when we post a new video each week. Part of my training is to help teach my clients how to take their masterpiece of content and turn it into multiple posts. This allows them to focus on creating the kinds of media they enjoy while easily building out their content calendar for the month. Ultimately, this keeps them consistent online and growing their audience. Okay, so I wanted to share with you my strategy, which is based around creating your one masterpiece of content. And what you do is take that one piece of content and fill up your calendar. So I'm just going to walk you through that process and how I implement my content strategy. With my clients, I always like to talk to them and find out what they're most comfortable with. So either you're a writer or you feel more comfortable in video and sometimes even just podcasts. What I like to do is have you choose your favorite medium and then you can facilitate or create the content that you want. So for your master content strategy, what it means is that you create that one masterpiece of content, so that main piece of content, the one that you're going to put all your heart and soul into, and this is where you're really going to do your research and put as much into it as you possibly can. And so from that masterpiece of content, you're going to spin off all of your other content, and you're going to use this to fill your calendar. So we're going to take one piece and turn it into 12. You're then able to use your masterpiece of content to create social media posts, website content, newsletters, and searchable content. And what I mean by that is YouTube videos or Pinterest pins. And the reason I call these searchable content is because they live on search engines instead of social media platforms. So I like to treat them a little bit differently. So a pro tip here is pre-planning your content in a calendar will ensure consistency and growth online. And this is important for two reasons. You want to make sure that you're there for your audience and that because they become expecting of your content and they look for you. So it's important for you to not let them down. And the second reason is for the algorithm because it too is expecting your content and it values when it is there more frequently. So it'll make sure that you're seen. In this example, I want to talk about a blog post. So the blog post is going to be our masterpiece of content, and from there, we're going to be able to create our newsletter. We can send that out either weekly or monthly. Long form text social media posts. So here we can just pull a concept out of your blog post, or we could revisit it, or we could take it from a new angle or a different perspective, and then we're able to just create a long text-only post. Here we're able to pull a quote, so something that's meaningful, something that is like a succinct idea, something that is really getting your point across, or just something that has impact. So we're able to pull that out and throw it into something like Canva, where we can create a beautiful little graphic, and we can even quote yourself, and then we're able to use that as post. Next one is just using the blog itself. So when you create a little description of saying what you've written about, then you're able to put the URL into the social media post, and that's going to pull a preview, which is whatever image you've used. So whether it be stock or whatever image, then you're able to actually use that image as your social media post. And then finally, we have Pinterest posts. So we could use the graphics or the quotes or whatever it is that we've pulled, and then we're able to put that right on there and link back. A few more ideas that you can use to repurpose your blog is trying a different format. So like we talked about earlier, creating that searchable content, creating short videos for social media or using it for YouTube especially would be really great here because then people are able to find you because they're searching for what you're looking for. And creating infographics. So if you have lots of data inside your post, you're able to use graphics that you can then use on different platforms. And you can also try out short podcasts. So if you're looking to reach new audiences, those might be a great way to do that. If you're able to, if you have a whole history of blog posts and you haven't really utilized social media to promote them, you could create an ebook. And through self-publishing, you can put it online and people are then able to read it through Kobo or whatever. And what that does is reach yet another new audience. What's really great about this is that you could, instead of an ebook, you could create a free guide and use either the ebook or the guide to create free opt-ins to grow your email list. And I actually have a video right here which has 9 ideas for free opt-ins to help grow your email list. And it has actually been shown that if you have a free giveaway with your opt-in, that it's going to increase your conversion over 200%. So it's a really great way to go if you have a few of your blog posts that you haven't really promoted yet. And finally here, turn your list into post. So a listicle is usually what it's referred to. This is a blog post where you list off different items. So you're then able to take those different items and turn them into entire blog posts. You can just take one specific point and turn it into a post. Another thing that you can do, which is a pro tip, is that you can create a summary for each point and create a whole new piece of master content for use in the future. You can even take each one of those points and create a whole new masterpiece of content just based off of each point, and then you can tie all of them back together. So they kind of call that the hub and spoke effect. Then you're able to create that one piece of content that is your list, and then you create all of these different content pieces that go off of that, and so the SEO is going to bring it all back. They also call that a silo. So there's so many different things that we can do to really maximize the use of your content and gaining traffic online. Let me know, what media do you use for your master content? Is it blog, video, or podcast? Comment below. Now that we've gone over the concept of that masterpiece of content, you might be wondering, what do I post about? So here I just wanted to cover something that I call the spiderweb effect. So it's really where you have your main idea, which would be your niche, and then you find all these different things that can branch out that are closely related to your niche. And these also could be topics that are of interest to your ideal audience as well. So for this example, I used stress as a niche. And so my client specifically is working on this topic, and we've been going over this and discussing, her ideal client would be a single working mom. So for here, we want to be able to cover these topics that would be interesting to her. So outside of the main niche topic, we can talk about mental health, women's health, specifically mother's health, proper nutrition, holistic healing, rest and relaxation. So all of these topics tie easily back into the concept of stress and can all be pushed back to this main concept, and is going to capture her ideal audience no matter which one she talks about. So I hope that all makes sense and gives you some good examples of what I mean by the spiderweb effect. So next I just want to show you a simple little cutout of what a content calendar would look like for someone who created one blog post about stress. So this is going to be just for 1 week, and I kind of color coded it to let you know. So this content calendar has 1 week, and it's using one masterpiece of content, which is this new blog right here. We broke it down to the different social medias. So Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. We have the website, there's a newsletter, as well as any extra promotion that we're going to do. So I'll cover that a little bit here. So this is just the basics that the average person would use. So on Facebook and LinkedIn, I find to be fairly similar platforms, just depending on the content and who your audience is, but usually it's text or photos and sometimes videos. That's usually the basic things. There's no real limitations to the kinds of posts that you make. So on this Sunday, we're going to tease the new blog post. So you can just say that you have a blog post coming. And on Monday, we're going to upload the blog post to our website. And we're then going to create those blog posts where we link to the blog. So this is going to have the preview image as well as the brief description that you write about it to create that interest so people want to click and go and read your whole blog. So we're able to do that on our Facebook, on our Pinterest, as well as our LinkedIn. And just to make things a little bit different, because Facebook is connected to Instagram, I like to switch it up here and do something a little bit different. So I would take our graphic that we had created with a quote on it, and there I would use the same description link, or you could talk more about the quote and use that quote but still link back to the blog. So on Tuesday, it doesn't really matter what days you post on. Just for the sake of this, I tried to space it out so it was mostly during the week, and so that way you didn't have to worry so much on the weekend if you want to use that time for writing. This is again just all theoretical. But on Tuesdays, I took a quick little break because you were heavy on promoting people reading your blog. So you can push that again on the second day if you really want to, but we want to keep it simple. On Tuesdays, it would be great if you reached out to other platforms. So you could reach out to places like Medium, where you're able to go and post your blog right there. And so the following day, we would then share the link on Facebook that you had created for posting in these other platforms. On our Pinterest and our LinkedIn, we're going to share the quote graphics that we had originally created for Instagram. And on Thursday, we're going to do our long form text. So this is going to be a long form post that's just reflecting on a concept or just giving a different point of view, all related back to your blog post, that's creating again that engagement and that intrigue, and send them back to your blog post. On Instagram that day, we're going to do the same thing we had originally done, where we take the actual picture that is attached to your blog, as well as write a description and send people to that on your Instagram. And on LinkedIn, we're going to then link to that other platform that is now hosting your blog. So Medium, we're just trying to get people to see your information, because that is going to link back to your original content on your website as well. And on Friday, we're going to use the quote graphic on Facebook. We're going to use the long text one that we had used on Facebook on LinkedIn this time. And we're going to send out our newsletter, which is going to have our blog included. And then on Saturday, we're going to take the actual blog that we had posted on Monday, and we're going to natively post it to LinkedIn and turn it into an article. So we have taken that one blog post and we have created all of this content, and it'll take a little bit of time to create these little extra pieces, but you can see that how much we've reused them. And we've used them on almost all platforms. So it just saves you so much time, so much brain power to really just peruse your blog post that one time and come up with these great ideas or these little quotes or these concepts that you think that will really interest people. And then you're able to use that to promote people back to your website, where you're able to capture them to your email list and really just continue to grow that relationship with them. I hope that the calendar all made sense. If not, let me know and I can make a little more in-depth video, maybe with some examples too. But I've put together a free guide that includes tons of tools, free images, and resources to help you grow your social media. The link is in the description below. And if you like this video, hit that like button, be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends. I'm Mandy from Devoted Markets. See you next time.